Are you wondering how you can improve your self-esteem and confidence? Well, stay tuned today because I'm going to go through a few tips on how you can improve your self-esteem and confidence and what they both are. Welcome back to the Self-Esteem and Confidence Mindset channel with me, Johnny Pardo, here to help you take control of your self-esteem and confidence. So I remember getting fascinated by this subject, and this is why I talk about this area. I remember getting to such a low point. I was crying, I was upset, and I just didn't enjoy life. I remember feeling so low, and for feeling good, I was reliant on external factors. If someone said something good about me, if I got that text message, or if something was going my way, if I was getting results, rather than internally praising myself and being kind to myself. And then it got so low, I knew I had to study up on this and take actions and change this. And for me, that low point of no more, I'm not taking any of this, was that point to take that change. And luckily I was into personal growth already, so I started taking actions. And now I'm a mentor, I'm an author, I'm a podcaster, I'm a YouTuber on this kind of thing. So I've explained it and given people various advice and seen what works for different people. So I go into more detail in my latest book, The Self-Esteem and Confidence Mindset, and in my one-to-one sessions, but I'm going to highlight 3 points on self-esteem and 3 points on confidence today. So what is self-esteem? Self-esteem is simply how much you like yourself as a human being, regardless of any other achievements. It's how you feel about you as a human being. So how can you improve this? The first point I wanted to talk about is your self-talk. What you say to yourself consistently is going to affect how you feel. So if you start saying, I'm useless, I'm pathetic, I'm hopeless, I'm worthless, I always mess things up, that is going into your system. It is going into your subconscious, which is the unlimited storage that is within your brain. And if you keep doing that over and over again, you're not going to have good self-esteem. But if you start saying things like, I am awesome, I'm incredible, I'm valuable, I'm a great creative, I am brilliant, that is also going into your system, and that's going to increase your self-esteem, and you're going to feel better about being you as a result. So consciously being aware of what you're saying to yourself over and over again. And one thing I love talking about is incantations. These are when you're saying phrases to yourself with emotional intensity, like I am amazing rather than I'm amazing, because the first is more likely to sink in. The second point is your environment. Who you hang out with is absolutely critical to how you're going to feel about you. So if you're hanging out with people who are tearing you down, they're always negative, they're not in alignment with what you're trying to do, and they might not always be toxic people, but they might just be a little bit negative or not in alignment with what you are. Now, if you're with negative people, you're not going to feel as good about you. But if you've got people encouraging you, that's going to make you feel good. Now, I'm still saying that you need to internally generate how you feel about you, but it's not going to help if you've got negativity around you constantly. So if you've got positive, uplifting people, you are going to feel a lot better about you the majority of the time. And then the third point is how you look after your body and mind. If you keep listening to rubbish, if you keep eating rubbish, if you're constantly pouring bad stuff into your system, your body and your mind, then you're not going to feel as good about you. Your self-care is your self-love, and your self-love is your self-esteem. So if you're constantly eating sugary foods, processed foods, listening to things that don't make you feel good, maybe spending too much time looking at negative accounts on social media, that is going to impact on your self-esteem. So make sure you're listening to uplifting things as well, and you're eating and respecting your body well. Now, I'm not saying don't do anything bad, don't ever have a bad snack again. Of course, we need to treat ourselves now and then. And we're going to have those days when we're just scrolling on social media, we spot negative things. But the majority of the time, you need to be treating your mind and body well, or else your self-esteem will be at risk. So confidence. What is confidence? When someone comes to me and says, I have a lack of confidence, I don't understand what they mean. Because confident in what? Okay, so you could, for example, be confident in or lack confident in social settings, speaking to people, which makes sense. That's a very common one. But people will often say or type on forums on Facebook, I lack confidence. I bet you don't lack confidence on logging onto Facebook and using social media, right? Because you've done it, okay? So first of all, there's self-confidence, and this is about the belief in our abilities. So confidence is about our belief in our abilities. But self-confidence is our general belief about our abilities as a human being. And this is very much linked to self-esteem. If we like ourselves, we're going to believe in ourselves a bit more. So that's what self-confidence is. And then what confidence is specific confidence is how you feel about a given situation, and this often comes from results. So you might be a confident writer but not a confident speaker, or you might be a confident speaker but not confident in writing. You might be confident in social situations but not be confident at maths or something, for example. So this is specific, and how you feel about something is generally your practice in something, in your competence and taking action to get results. So how do you improve your confidence generally? Number one, list your achievements in life. And this is just a good practice day in, day out, and mix it up. But if you remind yourself over and over again of what you've achieved and what's great about you, that is going to train your brain to think in that way. Otherwise, and this is very common for human beings, especially myself and people I work with in confidence, is if we start thinking about, well, naturally we start to think about, oh, what's gone wrong? Why have I messed this up? And that's not going to help your confidence. But if you keep reminding yourself over and over again of what you've achieved, that's going to make you feel so much better. And I can think of examples with a recent client, and we started thinking about, okay, have you achieved? Oh, I haven't done anything. And they just were trying to think of these massive goals that they had to achieve rather than smaller ones. But then when we started thinking about what they'd achieved, it started coming to their mind more and more easily. So make sure you remind yourself of all the things you've achieved, because that's going to impact on your belief in your abilities over your life. And you need to do this consistently. The second point is get a role model. So for me, I followed a lot of what Harvey Specter of Suits did to improve my confidence. Now, I'm not a lawyer, and I don't want to be a lawyer, and I don't have that kind of knowledge. Definitely not. And you've got to be a certain type of person to be a lawyer as well. But I started modeling his confidence, his body language, the way he spoke, the way he walked. And I started replicating that, but into my own personality. It's important to be you, but you can replicate some of their behavior. And then I started to become more confident. Now, for writing, I've modeled some of what really confident and able writers have done in order to improve my writing ability. So getting into some of the habits that writers have done. So think about who you can role model and what you're trying to achieve. Who can you use as an example, and how can you role model them? And then the third point is breaking it down and taking action. Confidence comes from results. People misunderstand sometimes that confident people have zero fears. That's completely false and absolute rubbish. Every human being has fear at some point or another. It's just how we respond to it. If we give in to it, then we're not likely to create confidence. You don't have to be confident to do the thing. You just have to take action. Now, sometimes taking the action is too big a jump. Instead, break your goal down, or the fearful steps, into even smaller ones, because when you start building momentum, you'll start to generate results, and therefore when you get results, you start to build confidence. So that's my third point on confidence. So this has been my video on how you can improve your self-esteem and confidence. I hope you've gained a lot of value out of this video today. If you have, please be sure to give it a like and share it with your friends and family, just so we can reach more people and help people take control of their self-esteem and confidence. And if you want more videos like this, then you can subscribe to my channel or hit the bell to be notified every time I release a new video. Remember this: improve your self-esteem, you improve the lives of others.